Good morning. Welcome to another grammar class. I'm Latika Ashok. So today we are going to learn another part of speech, that is verbs and the different tenses that these verbs can be put into. So there are mainly three main tenses of any verbs. Why these tenses are important is because tenses will tell you when an action has taken place. Looking at the tenses, you can say if it is an action which has taken place in the past, or if it is going to happen in the future, or if it is taking place currently, present situation. So it is very important to use tenses correctly while making sentences. Whether you write it or speak, correct usage of tenses is very important. So I will share with you different tenses. The three main tenses, like you can see here, are present tense, past tense, and future tense. Now, like I told you, again these tenses can be further changed to simple present tense, simple present perfect and present continuous, present perfect continuous. So you see how present tense itself, you can have 4 different forms. In the same way, you can have 4 forms for past tense and 4 forms for future tense. So we will take each one by one, and I will tell you how you can form tenses in different forms. Now, before you go there, I would like to familiarize you with these terms. Okay. Now, as we learn about verbs, these words will be occurring very frequently. So, you should be aware of what we mean when we say regular and irregular verbs. Now, when I say regular verbs, these are verbs which follow the rules. Okay. So these verbs, when you change into past, when I say V1, V2, V3, these are the 3 forms of any verb. When I say V1 or the first form of the verb, we are talking about the present tense. When we say verb 2 or second form of the verb, we mean that we are talking about the past tense. And the third form of the verb is normally referred to as the past participle. We are referring to the past participle of any verb when we say the third form of the verb. Now, how do you get the third form of the verb? Is by adding have, has or had before your verb, then you will get the past participle form that verb. So I have just added it here, but when we ask you for past participle, you need to only give me these words. Okay. So we can see that any verb, to make it to the past tense, you just need to add ed. Can you see? Now there is a difference between the verbs here and the verbs here. Can you see? When it is in present tense, these are the forms. When you change it to past, regular verbs just need to add an ed and it gets transformed into a past tense form. Whereas irregular verbs are completely different. Can you see? It is not formed by adding ed, but it is a different word. In the same way, the participle form is also different from the past tense. Here you can see past tense and participle are almost same. The same or similar. So same way, these irregular verbs do not follow the rule of this. That is why it is called irregular verb. Okay. So these, you just keep these things in mind. We will be talking about such verbs, so you should know what I am talking about when I say regular verbs. Verb, third form of the verb, second form of the verb. So now we will go straight to the formation of simple present tense. Now, when do we use simple present tense? Is normally to express or speak of some habit or routine activity. Understood? So, To express such actions, you will use simple present tense. How do you form a verb in the simple present tense? By using the subject plus the first form of the verb. We already are familiar with V1, isn't it? We already saw on top how, what do I mean by V1? It is the first form of the verb. Okay. So he goes to school. That is the present tense of the verb to go. And now you can see it is an irregular verb also. It comes under go. Here it is go. If the subject was he, I, example, see I can show you. But because it is he, it is I. Sorry, it is goes. If the subject was I, the verb would have been I go to school by bus every day. Okay. So it is a routine activity. That is why we've used go. So that is why we use go. Now here again play. Play is a regular verb. Because it is I, it is only I play. Whereas if it was a different subject like he, then we need to add L-A-Y-S. Can you see? So depending on the subject, you will change the verb. The verb will change. Okay. So this is another thing that you have to remember is when you form verbs or put it in a sentence, it should be in agreement with the subject. We've already learned subject-verb agreement. So when your subject is singular, singular form of that verb. When the subject is plural, you have to put it in the plural form. Another place where you will use simple present is when you want to talk about some facts about people or things. Now Rahim plays the guitar. It is a fact about that person that he plays the guitar. Whereas, like you can say that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Again, that is a truth. It's an universal truth. So the sun rises in the east. So that is again a universal truth. So you have to put it in the present tense. Next we have present continuous. Now where do you use present continuous? Is when you want to express or speak of some action happening or going on now, right now. Okay, then you have to use present continuous. Now how do you form present continuous? You have to use the subject. Here you can see I is the subject. The am, are, or is, that is the to be forms, plus the verb in the ing form. So again you can see which word, which form of to be you have to use depends on which subject you are using. Okay. So now we have present perfect continuous. We will first do simple past tense. So now when do you use the past tense? It is to express some action which has just happened in the past, which is completed, which has happened in the past. So Rahim played the guitar yesterday evening. So an action which is already completed can be talked of in the past tense. And the formation for that is by formation you will do by subject plus second form. You remember what we said, second form is past tense of that verb. So played. Rahim played the guitar yesterday evening. Okay. So that was the past tense. Next we have the past continuous tense. This we use when we want to express or speak of some action happening right now. Sorry, was happening when another action was interrupting this action. Okay, so what I mean is there were two actions in the past. Okay, now out of this you will be confused. You don't know which one happened first. In order to know that, you will see that the first action which was taking place when another action interrupted it will be put into past continuous, and the second verb will be put into simple past tense. It will be more clear when I show you this example. Example, Saima was watering the plants in the morning when the doorbell rang. So there are two verbs here. Can you see? She was watering. This is one action. And another action which took place is the bell rang. Now, two actions, both were happening in the past. But out of this, which was happening first? How do you know? Because that action is put into past continuous tense. And the next action is in simple past. Is that clear? So when there are two actions, once more I will repeat, and there are two actions in the past. The first action, which was interrupted by another action, will be put into past continuous, and the next action which came will be in simple past tense. Okay. So I think yes. Then we will do present perfect. We had done present continuous also. Now we will just see present perfect tense. Now to speak of some experience, the time period is still going on. That is, that person may be still alive and she's talking about the experience that she has had in that life. For that you will use subject plus have or has plus the third form of the verb. Sharon has visited many hill stations in her life. Or to speak of an action just completed but time is not mentioned or specified. I have finished my homework, you can say, but no time is specified. If the time is specified, then you will put it into simple past tense. I have finished my homework at 6 o'clock. Then you will say that it is over and you will put it in past tense. Now then we have another form. We will end with this formation of verbs in the present perfect continuous tense. To talk about actions that started in the past and are still going on. That is the and continuing, and time is mentioned. So it started in the past and it is still going on. So the example is, I have been waiting for the bus for 2 hours. The time is also mentioned, and from when it started, and that is mentioned. So in such cases, you have to put that verb into present perfect continuous tense. Okay? So how do you form that? You have to put the subject along with the have or has, the to have verb form, plus be present, it is the present tense of to have, plus been and the ing form of the verb. This is how you will form it. The subject is I have, because it is I have. If it is he has been, you have to put been after that and the ing form of the verb. He has been I have been waiting for the bus. He has been playing tennis since he was a child. The time is also specified. In such cases, you have to use the present perfect continuous tense. So we will stop here. Once more, we will just go through which are the tenses we've done today. First, we did the simple present tense, subject plus verb in the first form. Then we did present continuous tense, subject plus the to be form am, are, or is, plus the ing form of the verb. You have to use according to which subject you are using, accordingly use am, are, or is. Then we did the simple past tense. How you form it is, you take the subject plus the second form of the verb. Then we had past continuous formation is by adding to the subject was or were plus the ing form of the verb. And last, we have done present perfect tense also, where you form by taking the subject plus has or have in the present form. plus the third form of the verb. Then we did this present perfect continuous tense, where the formation is by taking the subject have or has plus been plus the third ing form of the verb. So please go through these. We will do some more exercises. It will be much more clearer if you do more exercises in this. In the next class, we will discuss some exercises in all these tenses that we have done. And also the remaining 6 we will do in the next round.